Have you ever pondered the true meaning of forgiveness and personal transformation? Today we're exploring this intriguing question through the lens of a powerful passage found in the book of John chapter 8, verses 2 through 11. Here we encounter a woman caught in the act of adultery, brought before Jesus by the Pharisees. But this story is much more than an account of an ancient transgression and its aftermath. It's a profound exploration of grace, forgiveness, and the potential for personal transformation. In this narrative, Jesus' response to the woman's accusers and his final instruction to her, "Go and sin no more," carries a deep and lasting significance. It's a directive that speaks to our personal responsibility and capacity for change. It's a lesson in forgiveness that transcends time and culture. Now, let's delve deeper into the significance of Jesus' instruction, "Go and sin no more." The Pharisees, in their cunning, sought to trap Jesus. Now, these Pharisees were no ordinary men. They were scholars of the law, stern and unyielding, always on the lookout for ways to maintain their spiritual authority. They chose a scenario, a woman caught in the act of adultery, a serious crime under Jewish law, punishable by death. They brought this woman before Jesus, interrupting his teachings, and posed a seemingly simple question. "Teacher, this woman was caught in the act of adultery. The law of Moses says to stone her. What do you say?" The Pharisees' intent was twofold. First, they wanted to challenge Jesus' teachings of love and forgiveness. Would he uphold the law and condemn the woman, or would he show mercy and contradict the law? Either way, they believed they had Jesus cornered. Their second intent was to undermine his authority. If he contradicted the law, they could accuse him of heresy. If he upheld it, they could argue that he was no different from them, and thus not the Messiah. But Jesus, ever the embodiment of wisdom and grace, did not fall into their trap. He bent down and started to write on the ground with his finger. When they kept on questioning him, he straightened up and said to them, "Let any one of you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." His response was brilliant, disarming the Pharisees without directly opposing the law. He shifted the focus from the woman's sin to the sins of her accusers, reminding them that they too were sinners. In this cunning test by the Pharisees, Jesus demonstrated his wisdom and his understanding of the human heart. He didn't discard the law, but he highlighted the importance of mercy, compassion, and self-reflection. He turned their trap into a lesson for all, a lesson about the danger of self-righteousness and the power of grace. But Jesus, in his infinite wisdom, turned the tables on them and taught us an invaluable lesson about judgment and mercy. Scene script: Jesus' command to the woman, "Go and sin no more," holds profound implications. This simple yet powerful instruction is not merely about asking the woman to stop her past wrongdoings. It is a call to personal responsibility, a call to transformation. With these words, Jesus is implying that we each have the power to change our ways, to turn away from sin, and to choose a different path. This command is an empowering one, suggesting that we are not forever bound by our past errors or mistakes. Consider the context. This woman caught in the act of adultery was brought before Jesus by the Pharisees. They sought to trap Jesus, to force him into a corner. Yet with wisdom and grace, Jesus refrained from passing condemning judgment. Instead, he gave her a directive that set a new course for her life: "Go and sin no more." Here, Jesus is acknowledging that we are all capable of sin. Yet he is also asserting that we have the capacity to make better choices, to choose righteousness over sin. This is a powerful affirmation of personal responsibility. It is a call to each of us to assess our actions and their implications critically. But there's another layer to this instruction. It's not just about personal change, it's also about the possibility of forgiveness and redemption. Jesus does not condemn the woman. Instead, he offers her a chance to start anew, to live a life free from sin. This is where the transformative power of Jesus' command comes into play. By telling the woman to "Go and sin no more," he's not just instructing her to change her behavior. He's offering her a new narrative, a new identity. He's telling her that she is not defined by her past, but by her capacity to change and grow. Therefore, Jesus' instruction is not just a command, but also a message of hope and empowerment. It assures us that no matter our past, we have the ability to rewrite our stories, to become better versions of ourselves. We are not defined by our past, but by our capacity to change, to grow, and to choose a life aligned with righteousness. In this encounter, Jesus demonstrates an incredible display of grace and forgiveness. Let's delve deeper into this concept of forgiveness. In this passage from John chapter 8, verses 2 through 11, we see Jesus' response to a woman caught in adultery, a response that radiates grace. It might be easy to miss the profoundness of Jesus' reaction if we don't truly understand the weight of the situation. This woman was caught in the act of adultery, a sin punishable by death according to the law. Yet Jesus, the embodiment of love and mercy, chose grace over judgment. In the face of this woman's guilt and shame, Jesus responded not with condemnation, but with compassion. He didn't deny the weight of her sin. Instead, he acknowledged it, forgave it, and then encouraged her to leave her life of sin. This is a powerful demonstration of forgiveness, and it goes beyond just pardoning an offense. It's about acknowledging the wrong but choosing to release the person from the consequences of their actions. It's about choosing love over judgment, grace over punishment. But there's more to this story. Jesus didn't just forgive her, he empowered her to change. When he told her to go and sin no more, he was giving her a new identity, a new purpose, a new life. His words were not just an instruction, but a declaration of freedom from the shackles of sin. This is the grace of forgiveness. It's not just about letting go of the past, but also about embracing a new future. It's about transformation, renewal, and redemption. It's about giving second chances and creating opportunities for change. And this is exactly what Jesus did. He didn't just see the woman's past, he saw her potential. He saw not what she was, but what she could become. And with his words of forgiveness and grace, he set her on a new path, a path of righteousness and freedom. Through his actions, Jesus shows us the true essence of forgiveness. He shows us that forgiveness is not just about pardoning an offense, but also about empowering change. It's a gift of grace that brings freedom, transformation, and a new beginning. The principles of forgiveness and transformation are not just biblical concepts, but practical tools for our lives. So how do we apply these principles in our day-to-day lives? Well, let's start with forgiveness. We've all been wronged at some point, and we've all wronged others. Nobody's perfect, right? The key is not to let these wrongs consume us. Instead, we can choose to forgive. Now, forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or condoning the wrong. It means acknowledging it, then letting it go, releasing its hold on us. It's like setting down a heavy burden we've been carrying. It's not easy, but it's liberating. Now let's talk about transformation. This is where the go and sin no more part comes in. It's a call to change, to grow, to evolve. It's an invitation to learn from our mistakes and strive to do better. And this isn't just about avoiding sin, it's about embracing a more loving, compassionate, and righteous way of life. It's about becoming the best version of ourselves. But how does this look in real life? Well, imagine you've been holding a grudge against a friend who hurt you. Instead of clinging to that anger, you could choose to forgive them. You might even have a conversation with them about it, opening the door to healing and reconciliation. And then, moving forward, you could make an effort to be more understanding and patient. Not just with this friend, but with everyone you encounter. That's transformation. Or consider a personal habit you know is harmful. Maybe you have a tendency to gossip or judge others harshly. Instead of justifying this behavior, you could acknowledge it, ask for forgiveness, and then work to change it. You could strive to be more respectful and kind in your words and actions. That's transformation too. Indeed, the message of go and sin no more resonates deeply within us, guiding our journey towards personal growth and spiritual maturity. In retrospect, the story of the woman caught in adultery offers us profound wisdom. We've delved into the Pharisees' trap, the grace of Jesus' response, and the transformative power of his instruction. We've uncovered the depth of meaning behind Jesus' words, go and sin no more. a command that implies not just a divine order, but a call to personal responsibility and change. We've seen how Jesus, in this encounter, demonstrates a grace-filled forgiveness, a forgiveness that doesn't excuse the sin, but offers mercy in its place. We've explored how these principles of forgiveness and transformation can be applied to our own lives. This message resonates with our experiences as believers, reminding us that we too can change, that we too can choose a better path. May we always remember the power of forgiveness and the call to personal transformation, encapsulated in Jesus' profound words, "Go and sin no more."